Yo, 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 it's your man's Big Daddy Ruffneck. You're tuned into the Gary Brugman podcast. Prepare to be entertained.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Gary Brugman podcast. Tonight's going to be a really good episode. TJ is out tonight. He's not doing well. We'll fill you in on that. I got my brother Kevin here with me, and I got my really good brother here, Jeremy Chesnutt from Blackbird Anthem. He's going to spend the night with us today. So hold on to something tight because we're going to be bouncing off all kinds of fucking guardrails. So let's get to it. What is up, people? Welcome to another episode of the podcast. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing great, man. I seen you just the other day and everything was good.
It's good when we live in the same city, ain't it?
It was funny though because you just popped up because you knew where I was going. That's what was best about it. I pulled out my senior truck in the driveway and I was like, freaking Gary beat me here already.
Well, dude, I was gonna go to the airport and pick her up or pick them up, but you know, I was out of pocket. I was coming from the other direction.
Yeah, it was just funny though because I wasn't thinking about it the whole way there because I was talking to the family, but then I got there and I seen your truck and I was like, effing Gary's here.
Hey, I'm not gonna miss out on a chance to freaking see my bro Kev, right?
Right? Either that or we can mess with freaking Marty.
I know, that's always fun. That's always fun. So this guy we're talking about, he's completely blind. He was a Delta guy, Delta Force, and I think it was Al Qaeda or Taliban, one of the two. They lobbed a grenade at him and it bounced off his bump helmet. And he says he didn't hear it drop, so he looked up and it was hung up in a tree. So by the time he dove out the way, it detonated, took out his right eye, and cut the orbital nerve on his left. So he's completely blind. So we walk him into like door jams and shit like that. So it's funny because he's putting in a pool in his house, and the pool's already in. He goes, "I'm waiting on the concrete guys, man. I ain't seen nobody in a week." I'm like, "Brother, you ain't seen nobody in more than a week." But tonight we have Jeremy Chesnutt, man, and I'm glad to have you here. We've been talking for a while. I love you to death, bro. And like we were talking offline earlier. Last time I drank before I got COVID, I haven't been drinking. Last time I drank was with you in Florida, bro, in Orlando.
Yeah, man. You kind of gave my wife a scare because at the time she was, 8 months pregnant.
Right.
And when I came back from Florida, I started getting all these emails and text messages from everybody, from the organizations. And they're like, "Hey, man, did you hear about Brugman?" And I was like, "Whoa, what happened to Gary?" And then Christy reached out to me and she told me. And I was like, "Fuck, dude, I was drinking poolside with him 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Smoking cigars, just general shenanigans." But I'm so glad to see you, man. You're one of my favorite people. So
thanks, brother. Love. I appreciate that, man. And dude, let me tell you, it was scary. I really, I've talked about it the last few episodes. I really thought I was taking my last few breaths, bro.
You wouldn't know it from some of the Facebook posts I've seen, from I guess your friends.
Oh yeah.
With your donut hat.
Oh yeah, that's not funny. Why'd you got to bring that up?
I agree with you, sir.
You're joining the Krispy Kreme bandwagon.
Why would you do that to one of America's heroes? I don't
know. I know. I'm here. I can't move. I'm freaking paralyzed, and they're putting Krispy Kreme. You know what the story is behind that, right? Behind the Krispy Kreme?
No, sir.
So in 2016, I was on my way home on my motorcycle from my mom's house. It was one exit away. I was on the service road of I-10 in San Antonio, right? Speed limit's 50. I made a right turn, and I'm going to the next light. I geared up, got it into gear. I'm doing 50 miles an hour in the right lane. There's an exit there for Fredericksburg Road off of I-10. Lady comes off the exit. I seen her. I was on her right quarter. I seen her, and all of a sudden I hear the car accelerate, and she made a hard right turn, ran me over because the hot light was on at Krispy Kreme. And it says that in the police report.
Wow.
So my friends that took care of me ain't never let me live it down that I got ran over because the hot light was on the Krispy Kreme. That's the whole joke behind it.
Well, the look on your face says it all.
Well, yeah, I couldn't move.
Well, I know, but your eyes told the story of fuck you.
exactly,
There was
brother.
an inner struggle going on right there. Of like, I don't even know what to say right now. You guys are pissing me off so bad.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
so before I forget, I'm gonna dedicate this podcast because I always tend to do that in the middle of the podcast for some reason because I forget. I want to dedicate this podcast, episode 82, to my brother Warfighter Scott Jansen, owner of Warfighter Tobacco. Today's his birthday. The guy takes really good care of me. He's a really wholesome guy. His wife is amazing. His kids are awesome. One of them's in the Coast Guard. And brother Scott, this one's for you, brother.
Man, you know, my wife's a coastie.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
I've told you that.
Yes.
My wife's a coastie. So, you know, and most of my family and friends are all Marines except for, you know, a couple of, you know, Adam's Army. But, you know, you got to introduce me to that guy because I am a huge fan of Warfighter Tobacco. In fact, they have a guy here in Texas who I need to introduce you to. His name is Connor Fuller. He started a business. It's called the War Wagon.
I know who he is.
It's a converted Airstream to a cigar lounge.
Right.
And when I say he has decked that thing out, he has decked that thing out into a first-rate cigar lounge, and he sells mostly exclusively Warfighter tobacco.
Right.
I get all my stock from my humidor from Warfighter from that guy. I even bought my travel humidor because you had one the first time we met, and I bought my Pelican Warfighter tobacco Pelican case.
Yep.
Yeah, I bought that from him. You know, just to be like Gary Brugman.
You don't want to do that, bro.
That guy. I'm a huge fan of that tobacco company.
Bro, I was there last night. They were doing their Freedom Friends podcast, and I had some friends that were over there from out of town that were on the podcast, and two of these guys are brilliant. They're Army guys, and they started a Cerakote company, and you know what they named it? G14 Classified. G14 Classified. I was like, that's freaking. I say that all the time. It's G14 class. Why did I not trademark that? I don't know. And I was like, dude, why'd you pick that? And they're like, man, because when they see the best Cerakote in town, where'd you get that? G14 Classified. You know? So it's great. But I was out there last night, and brother, whenever you can make it to San Antonio, I live 4 miles from there. So from Warfighter.
Yeah.
So
San Antonio's 3 hours from me.
Right.
So yeah.
Whenever you can make it down here, I'd love to take you over there. Scott's always there. John's there. You know, so.
Well, you know, right now it's going to be hard pressed because I got the little one.
Right.
And I don't know if you've shared that picture that I sent you.
I have. That's what I was trying to do while you were waiting. I was trying to email it to myself so I can bring it up, but no, I couldn't. But here,
I'll email it to you. But yeah, my son, he's a little over a month old now, and he's got this Texas flag onesie.
Yep.
And me and him were hanging out the other day, just me and him, daddy son time. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get him to hold this Gary Brugman podcast. Maybe I might have some magic here.
Right.
And sure enough, that little boy threw up the deuce.
He
while
sure
he was
did.
holding that Gary Brugman podcast, and I was just like, "Orale!"
Vamos, mijo. There we go. Dude, you know, awesome. I love this kid already. He's awesome. He's sitting there with my patch, a Texas onesie.
Yeah, you know, you were one of my friends that actually texted me, you know, when my son was born, because you know he did come about 4 weeks early, and there was a lot of trying to get that boy here. And you texted me, and after I posted that he had actually, you know, that he had made it in the world, you texted me and said, "Hey, Owen, his name's Owen Ridley Chesnutt. We're gonna call him Rip."
Rip, nice.
Rip.
But you were one of my friends that texted me, and you said, "Hey, welcome Owen, welcome to Texas."
Welcome to Texas, baby. Dude, it's a great place to be born. I wasn't born here, but you know, once I got here, I never left. I was like, man, I'm never leaving this paradise.
I wasn't born here either, but I'm so glad to be here now.
I'm telling you, bro. Me and him both came from commie states, man. I came from New York. He came from California. But I've had the honor and the pleasure of being here for 24 years almost.
Yeah, almost 24.
Yep. since 1998.
Yeah, whenever me and you hang out, because we only get to hang out, we don't get to hang out all the time because, I guess because we lead different lives and your schedule's so busy. And when we do hang out at some of these events, and you tell me, when we first met, you were like, you were from Brooklyn, and I was like, I really don't hear the Brooklyn accent, in you. But then after I started listening to the podcast, I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't hear it either. I think I've lost a lot of my accent, but people always catch me on words like talking and walking and get me a cup of coffee. As soon as I say coffee, they're like, you're from New York, ain't you?
Yeah. Whenever your buddy, whenever he's on the podcast and y'all get to going back and forth like
right.
Real rapid fire style, I hear it coming out in you. I'm like, yeah. There you go.
Roger that, brother. So for those of you that don't know, I got my brother Jeremy Chesnutt here. He is the guitar player for the amazing band called Blackbird Anthem that I've had the pleasure of seeing several times. They're veterans, and they play our event every year, and it's been a freaking blast. And one of the best times is after the event, the little private jam out sessions that y'all do for us is amazing because it's so intimate, and you can just sit there with a glass of bourbon or some whiskey or whatever, and sit there and enjoy you and Adam playing, and it takes you in, brother.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on that. We're not, and Adam, I don't want to talk out of turn, but Adam just recently, because Adam is actually he was an Army MP, he was Sebring PD. He's a business professor at South Florida State. Mm-hmm. And the founder of the band. Mm-hmm. He just recently retired from South Florida State from teaching. Nice. And we pride ourselves when we do take our time to go and play music, because it's not it's not a full-time thing, because we have so many responsibilities in life. Everybody does. But and if we had our way, we would play music every day and get paid and live like millionaires and party like Kid Rock and hang out with Gary Brugman. Who wouldn't? But whenever we do those shows and any event, it doesn't matter if it's private or whatever. Those after parties, where the big crowds leave and it's just intimate friends. That's my favorite part, and I have told several people, every time we do any event, those are my favorite times, because you're hanging out, you're smoking a cigar, you're drinking a drink, whether it's tea, water, bourbon, or vodka or whatever, and you get to really hang out with people, and you get to really you get down to who people really are, not just what they do for a living, but you get to hang out and you get to hear stories, and stories get told. And that's my favorite part, man, because, passing through this life, you got one shot at it, and you may not get to know everybody that crosses your path. But those little intimate meetings, you really get a chance to meet and know the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And it's just my favorite part. It is. We love it.
And brother, and like you said, it's a very intimate part, because that's how you get to know who you're with. We've done that, about 2-3 times, sitting by the pool. I believe not this year, the year before that, you and me was sitting there talking up a storm. Tig was with us, and things started getting a little sloppy, and I was like, hey, good night, it's time to go. All
right. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're asking me about that story,
no, I'm not.
That's gonna be that classified.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But I'm saying it's times like that happen, and
Hey, look, let me tell you. I'll say this. I was hanging out, having a good time with Gary, and we were sharing our love of '80s metal with Kiss. Yep. And all, Gary was showing me pictures of with Ricky Rockman and. Right. And I was just going, oh my God, look at you with your fucking teased hair and your hairspray shit. And next thing I know, a female that will remain unidentified at this time sat in my lap, and I looked to Gary for help. And Gary said, See ya.
What?
I was like, what the fuck?
I love you, battle buddy, but gotta go.
Yeah.
He was like,
He was just
"Yeah,
like,
you're on your own on this
he was
one."
like, Deuce is out, man.
And I knew that if I stepped in, she was gonna end up in my lap. So I was like, gotta go. Well,
I sidestepped the situation as best that Wile E. Coyote could,
right.
and I still fuck with Gary about that because I'm just like, bro, I thought we had a shared moment,
Brother, I will take a bullet for you, but that was a bomb. that was a bomb. That was gonna be painful.
Interesting stuff that happens in the after party.
Yes. So, brother, tell me about what you guys got going on here soon. I know you guys just wrote another song, MOH.
Yeah, well, our last album that came out here over the summer, our album from Blackbird Anthem is called Whiskey Confessions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few songs on it that we wrote, basically about those after parties and those connections that you make with people that just kind of tattoo your heart that never leave. You know, it's kind of like if you meet somebody and if you don't see them for 6 months to a year, as soon as you see them again, it's like time never left.
Kind of like
And
us, yep.
You just reconnect and you pick up where you left off, and it's amazing to me. We wrote a couple of songs. There's one song on there. It's called Blackwater Rise.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote that song from one of the first events that we did with Shadow Warrior Riders. We met some guys that were part of Blackwater,
Mm-hmm.
and his name is Christos Guerra. His road name is Cootie. Interesting story with that guy. He's a Army Ranger. He was a sniper, and after he got medically retired from the Army, when he came back, he started his own photography, and it was called get this shit, Shot on the Spot.
Nice.
Right. And so I started talking with Cootie and a couple of other guys.
Those are the Minnesota guys, wasn't it?
What's that?
They were from Minnesota, weren't they?
Yes.
Yep.
And we got to talking, and I said, hey, man, I really want to write a song, about this. I was talking to Adam, and so I reached out to Cootie, and Cootie sent me some personal stories of his and stuff like that. And his team was called Raven One.
Right.
So in the song, there's a lyric that says, if you make it out alive, thank the Raven that you can breathe,
Mm-hmm.
which is a tip of the cap to Raven One
Right.
in Blackwater. But really, it's a tip of the cap to all the guys in Blackwater that went back and went above and beyond,
Roger that.
And then, we kind of wanted to make that album more than just a military first responder album. So we tried to, take some lyrical, things with that, and we wrote a song, and it's called Blackwater. So that song is the tip of the cap to those guys. We wrote another song called MOH, which, as you know,
That's a good
MOH
song. I like those both.
Yeah, MOH recipient Don Jenkins.
Yes, sir.
We've met several times, got the pleasure to hang out with. And that guy.
He's
Holy
such a great
crap,
guy,
dude.
man. He is such an amazing old man.
Yeah, he casts such a shadow that it's almost impossible to get out from underneath, in one
Right.
way or the other.
When you're around him, he sets off this aura, and you don't even know what it is, but it's just his presence next to you,
I've often described it because I've lost both my grandpas in my life growing up, and it's almost like when you talk to that guy, it's almost like you're talking to your grandpa,
Right.
who just happens to be this extreme badass,
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you stories and he'll give you advice just like he's your grandpa. And of course, if he doesn't like you, he'll just tell you to fuck off, which
Exactly.
is why I love you even more.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, he gave me one of his MOH coins one time, right?
You lucky son of a bitch, because I have been holding out waiting for one of those. And I haven't gotten one yet. I don't have tits, you know, and I didn't get a pardon from Trump. So
Right. No, dude. So he gives me this coin. I wasn't expecting one, you know, because like you said, I ain't got tits either. But he shook my hand, and I looked, and I had the coin there. He goes, "Well, don't look at it, stupid." I was like,
you spilled my drink, man.
Sorry. I didn't know what he was doing. I wasn't expecting it. And all of a sudden, I had this coin in my hand, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And that's the third MOH coin I got.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy, and so here in March of next year, our good friend Christy Renfro.
Yes, Renfro. She saved my life, you know.
Oh, I know. She tells me every weekend when she comes over to eat my groceries.
She tells me every time she sees me as well. Won't let me live it down. But
yeah,
but
her and Bad Rob come over about once a week, and we have Sunday dinner. And yeah, she won't let me forget.
Yeah, she won't let me forget it.
But Christy has taken it upon herself to help us, Blackbird Anthem. And here in March, I believe she got the date confirmed for March 11th.
Okay, I'll put that down right here.
We're going to have a benefit concert, and I don't want to spring this on you all of a sudden, but I will because I love you.
Of course.
But March 11th, which is a Friday night in Silsbee, Texas,
okay,
we have a confirmed date and a confirmed venue, which is Honky Tonk, Texas, in Silsbee, Texas. We're going to do a concert, and it's going to be 3 bands. One, the opening act is Lee Pelly. The second act is Old Lonesome. They're a really good blues band. I've known those guys since I was 17, 18 years old. I'm 42 now. Really good guys. Think ZZ Top. And that they're just hardcore blues, man.
Nice.
They pay tribute to the roots.
Good.
And then us. And MOH, Don Jenkins is going to be there, and I hope Gary Brugman is going to be there.
I'll be there. I've already wrote it down.
I would like to see if we can't reach out to Warfighter Tobacco.
Okay, that's not that hard to do.
Adam has reached out to 10th Mountain Cavalry Bourbon, veteran-owned liquor company. They make some really good bourbon. I had the pleasure of trying some last year. Really good. So if we can get a tobacco sponsor like Warfighter Tobacco, and then I can get my buddy Connor and
get the lounge out
there, we'll have bourbon and a cigar sponsor, veteran owned,
right?
For an MOH
for a Medal of Honor recipient
with Gary Brugman.
Fuck yeah.
With a veteran first responder band, Blackbird Anthem,
mm-hmm.
and I believe one of the guys in Old Lonesome is a veteran as well.
Nice.
And all the money is going to go to making a video that explicitly just talks about Don Jenkins. We just want to amplify everything that man stands for and represents as a human being, as a veteran, as an American. I mean, he was 18 years old working in a coal mine in Kentucky, and
he still lives in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yep. And
he signed up, went into the Army, went to boot, shipped out to Vietnam. You know, I mean, that guy, all the stories that guy can tell. I mean, you can read about all of this stuff,
mm-hmm.
you know, in the MOH books, and you can look it up on YouTube and Google. I mean, all this stuff. He got presented as MOH by Nixon,
right?
And there's footage of that. The guy. I mean, we're just raising money to write to shoot a video. We've already got some prices. We want to shoot a video that basically just tells Don Jenkins' story. I don't care if we're in it. I don't care what happens, but we want to have a good time. We want to have some good music. We want to have some good camaraderie. And we get all that stuff together. It's going to be, you know, one of those after parties that are going to be legendary, that are, you know, we're going to talk about on podcasts later.
Well, you can count me in to do whatever I can to help you. I'll reach out to whoever I can to get this going. Do you guys have a website or anywhere set up where we can send donations or anything, or is that coming down the line?
Well, Christy is setting all that up right now.
Okay.
I mean, this is all very, very preliminary.
Right.
I mean, Christy came to me about 2 weeks ago and was wanting to do it. And like I say, today we just got confirmation on a date. And
Okay.
venue.
Well, we'll stay in touch, and I'll
couple-
put it out there, and we'll do everything we can to raise the funds that we need to for this video and to make that show a success.
Yeah, and anything, anything that we raise over what the cost is to make that video about Don,
Right?
everything goes back to the MOH Society.
Roger that.
So anything that they
That's
need,
awesome.
anything that they need, anything that we can do to shed light or to talk about, just to get it into conversation, anything we can do, because those guys, I mean, there's not any words to describe.
There isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there never is.
Yeah, but I mean, again, those after parties and those hangouts and those conversations, you meet that gentleman, and it's almost like the veil is lifted, and you listen to that and you talk to that guy. I can't even describe it, man. It's just, it's beyond words.
What are you doing, Gary?
Just giving you an idea of how good the show's gonna be.
Which also, I think you need some music for the podcast to open up and then to close with.
I do. I mean, I got this, which
I don't know, man. Maybe you should check out Blackbird Anthem stuff.
you know what? I gotta get with those guys.
I knew where that was going.
I really need to
have
get.
a package for you, Gary. I have a package for you that Adam talked to me today, and he said it was already in the mail. So as soon as I get it, it's coming to you.
Yes. But
What's
I've had this for 3 seasons now. And shows always upgrade and do things. So maybe I do need something else. You know what I mean?
Time for an upgrade.
Just saying.
Hey, I'm down. I'm open to new ideas, especially if it's you guys, brother. But dude, I've been noticing as we were talking. I've been noticing your hat. It says Patch Ops on it, and
Oh yeah.
and they made me the most awesome patch that I don't have in front of me here, but they made me the most awesome patch and raised some money while I was in the hospital.
Look, here we go. Bam.
There it is. Look at that. Dude, that is a Patch Ops specialty right there. Freaking Tim over there at Patch Ops took good care of me. And bro, while I was in the hospital, he made a bunch of patches and sold them and sent the money to me so I can help. Look at him. There we go. Look at that, brother. What's up, Rip? Dude, look at that. That's perfect, man. That is so perfect. For those of you that are listening to the audio, he just held up a picture of his little boy Rip in his Texas onesie and holding a Gary Brugman patch, throwing some deuces.
Throwing the deuces.
There he is. God, he's cute. God, he's cute.
Yeah, I'll send that to you later.
Yeah, that'll work. You texted to me. I just couldn't get it on because I was going to put it up here on the screen, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah. Hey, man, it's been 12 years since I've had a newborn in the house, and I've got 2 daughters, one 20, one 12, and now I got a son, and I was like, well, I guess, at least I have someone that's going to laugh at farts with me.
exactly.
Your farts, right?
Hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but babies eat shit and fart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they sure do. They sure do. Speaking of babies, I got to spend some time with my daughter today, and that was a lot of fun. Just out of the blue, managed to go over there and spent about 5 hours with her, took her shopping, took her out to my friend's ranch because I had to conduct a little bit of business. We're there for about an hour. She climbed up a tree. She had a good time. Then I took her shopping. We did daddy-daughter stuff. Then she decided she wanted to eat pizza at Luciano's. And she was on one side of the table and I was on the other. She goes, Dad, it's like a daddy-daughter date. I was like, that's right, baby, it is. It's so good. My 28-year-old son, he's living up in Austin. I guess he's doing pretty well. Haven't heard much from him lately, but that's good. If I don't hear from him, that's good, you know? So.
Hey, so does that mean that was like a daddy's son date that we went on the other day? Because you took me to pizza too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I did take you for pizza.
Did y'all go to CC's?
Say again?
No, we actually went to like a custom pizza place. It was really good, actually.
Yeah,
I
was
have to say that place. No. I
Oh,
was
man.
cracking up though when freaking remember Gary when you threw out that the freaking lemonade sucked in front of the guy?
Yeah. He's like, how was everything?
I didn't catch it at first, and I was like, wait, what did you say? And then you're like, then I stopped you. I was like, never mind, I got you. I was like, yep, you're right.
Everything
You're
was good, but the lemonade was too watered down. It was too watered. Hold on a second, man. I got to take a little bit more NyQuil.
That's Gary's new version of doing shots.
NyQuil, baby.
Where's your button for shot?
Coronavirus!
Yeah, right there. There it is. There it is.
Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Woo! Bitch, I'm scared.
Yeah, man. But we got a lot of things coming up in the next year, and I'm waiting on that package. I want to hear the new songs that are coming up. I'm looking forward to this concert, bro. And like I said, count me in for everything. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the world that's just straight up fucked up. The media's fucked up. Government's fucked up. Everything's fucked up in this world. And the only times I actually find freaking peace and serenity is actually when I'm out listening to music and hanging out with either one of you two or any other of my family that's out there, you know? Just getting away from it all and just being together. This weekend, right. I had the honor and the pleasure of helping Chris Tanto Peranto with a tactical class up at Defender Outdoors. Jeremy,
how was that, man?
It was good, man. It was really good. It was the class was full. He added a
so wanted to go. So wanted to go. I know you invited me. I just couldn't go. I wanted to go so bad.
And he added a knife combatives class. The guy that he's got is amazing, and a trauma class. And the guy that runs that is a really, really cool, funny dude. But the class downrange was awesome. I bounced around all three, helped him with whatever I needed. My friend Vic and our whole crew was there. Freaking Christy, Andy, Rob, Jeremy, all the battle line. And my buddy Victor Avila, who was you remember, Jeremy, about 10 years ago, 2011, two ICE agents were ambushed in Mexico, and they killed one with Fast and Furious guns. They ran the Suburban off the road, and they killed Special Agent Jaime Zapata. Right. Well, my friend Victor was his partner that day. He was in the vehicle. He got shot 3 times. And he showed up, and him and Chris, I introduced them both, and they exchanged books, and it was a good meeting, and it was just a good all-around weekend. Kim showed up on day 2, and she hung around with us. So it was just a really, really good time with family. So when you're amongst people like that, the world's problems just seem to go away, at least for the time being. You know what I mean? Like when we were in Florida, everything was really good until I got some bad news, but everything was happening really fast, and just the concert the night before was amazing. You guys jammed it out, and we smoked some cigars. The beards, we had the beard party going on. There's pictures of that, by the way.
There are.
But
I'll share them. I didn't want to share them because I didn't. Some of that stuff, it's just for us.
It's us, yeah. That's it.
It's just us,
that's it.
And it was really whenever and hats off to Kim, because she took some pictures because I was just in the moment, and she had her phone out, and that weekend she had a lot of photos because after I had heard that you had gotten sick and everything, I didn't take any pictures.
Right.
And to me, I don't need a photo, and I don't need to post on social media, like, oh, look at me and what I'm doing or what I'm eating or anything like that, But it was really cool, when I reached out to you afterwards, and you were like, oh, Kim's got some pictures, because I was like, I know someone took a picture of you smelling my beard and me smelling your beard.
It's what men do. It's what men do.
Yeah.
Gary, you had that freaking crazy beard oil that smelled like Jolly Ranchers and all.
It's not Jolly Ranchers. It's pecan.
Hey, Kevin, let me tell you something. Because I can see you're a bit of a bearded brother too.
Actually, this is small. I shaved it off the other day. It was out to here before.
You listen to this man.
Well, I'm just telling you that I have a guy in Florida who has been a sponsor of several events, and he's got some beard oil and some beard products, and he's got a couple of them. One of them is called Sandalwood Bourbon.
Ooh, I love the sandalwoods. The sandalwoods.
I know. I mean, the name of that alone just makes me want, I just
want to curl up and drink some freaking bourbon.
Yes.
I can verify it's really, really good.
Then he made another one. It's called Outlaw. And I want to think that he made that after me. But check out Mason Danger Beard Company.
Mason Danger, okay.
Mason Danger and Sandalwood Bourbon and the Outlaw scent of beard oil that he makes. Because I forget, I've had a few bourbons, so forgive me, Shane. He's one of those guys that's he knows about skin and rashes and shit like that. I can't remember what that's called. Anyway,
like dermatology or something.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
So he makes all natural beard products, and then he has some that he makes with some of those scents in there for beard oil. He's got beard balm, beard oil, some really cool swag. He always hooks me up every time I place an order. You get like koozies and stickers and patch. I mean, all kinds.
No, definitely. I'll look into it.
Yeah, look into it because Sandalwood Bourbon and Outlaw are my favorite, or my two favorite. I wear those all the time. And so the last night that me and Gary were hanging out, Kim actually took photographic evidence of. He smelled my beard. I smelled Gary's beard.
I was wearing. I had on Tequila Pecan from Shave Before the Grave.
Was that from the drinks at that time, or was that just like the?
Was that from Patron?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Because that was back when you were drinking, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, check those out. There, he's a good dude and makes really good stuff. That's who
Mason Danger Beard Company, correct?
Mason Danger Beard Company.
I got it on my phone right now. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Yeah, he's out of Florida. Really good dude.
Sounds good. I'll check it out for sure because I'm always into finding out better beard products. Because I've had moments, like, I don't know if either of you two have had that, where you get almost like where it feels like dandruff or something, and the dry like skin kind of going on.
Dude, the beard oil just takes care of all of that.
Yeah, he'll fix you up, man. He makes it to where when you're growing it out, it doesn't itch and it doesn't break your skin out. I can't say enough, dude. I love that guy, man. He's opened his house up to me. He's awesome, dude. But his son, he named his son Mason, and his middle name, Danger.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice.
Danger.
Right.
Dude, what a great name.
Yeah, he just had another baby, and his son is actually a couple of months older than my son. So I keep hoping that the stars align,
right?
Yeah, and they collide at some point in the future. Like, oh, dude, my dad used to hang out with your dad.
Yep, that's the way it rolls. Dude, I had a border patrol supervisor. His name was Hector Black, and his kid's name was Jet Black, Jett. Yeah, yeah, it's outstanding, man. But dude, I need to throw out some stuff out there. Couple of books you need to read again. A book by my bro Morgan Lorette, Welcome to Blackwater. This book will keep you enthralled, man. It's amazing. I couldn't get my eyes out of it when I started reading it.
I just ordered that.
Dude, you're gonna love it. I
just ordered that.
This dude's fucking hysterical. And did you have him sign it? I hope you didn't.
No, I haven't met him. Because you talked about it.
Right.
I ordered it.
All right, good.
I haven't gotten it yet.
That's awesome. I'm going to have him on the podcast soon. And another by my friend that I just spoke about, ICE agent Victor Avila, Agent Under Fire. Agent Under Fire. You need to get that. It's another amazing book that'll keep you interested. And of course, for another Blackwater alumni, John 1513 by John Nicholas Castle. John St. Nick. That was his call sign in Blackwater. 3 books you need to get. Check those out. They're freaking amazing. And also, Am I Crazy by Chad Prather. Am I Crazy by Chad Prather. I haven't read it yet. Got a copy on the way. But I wanted to throw that one out there too. I'll put it up as soon as I get it. And again, Pat Chops. Thank you, Pat Chops. Got to give a shout out to Swifty. Swifty, thank you for everything you do. We're far from over from the podcast yet. We still got some time, but I just wanted to get those out there because I'm going to forget about it. And I was just looking at the books here, and I was like, I got to get this out there before I forget. You know,
Hey, these guys,
Pat
Gary,
Chops.
Pat Chops.
these guys are the shit.
Yep. Tim
and his crew, man.
Tim is amazing, man. He's the one that made those patches
so
for me.
nice.
And they're real people, man. They actually they care. I mean, I met him that weekend that we were there. And
Yeah,
I ended up in the
that's the first
hospital a week after that. You know, I ended up in the hospital a week after that. He barely knew me 2-3 weeks. Boom, made a bunch of patches to raise money for me, bro. I mean,
Man,
he's
that
amazing.
guy and his team, man. I just it's one of those things, man. If you weren't there and if you haven't met him yet, the good people,
Very good.
people.
Good down to earth people.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard to find people like that these days that are in business, because especially during these times, since the pandemic hit last year, everybody's hurting for money. I mean, everything's shut down. Money's tighter. This administration running inflation through the roof. I mean, everything's gone up. So it's hard to find people that, even if they wanted to do it, can afford to do it. You know what I mean? So when you do find somebody like that, you know, we got to give their business a freaking shout so that we can move forward.
Yeah, keep them freaking funded.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I'll tell you this. I mean, the guys that we talk to, that we hang out with, you know, tying back into that whole after party situation, the people that I'm telling you about, those aren't just that's not just people out to get a dollar.
Right.
No.
Those people believe in the same, you know, ethos that I believe in. They have the same ethics. They have the same family values. I mean, you know, you've heard the saying, great minds think alike.
Right.
You know, and I'm just saying that for me, for my personal views on everything, we don't, as a band, represent any one person, and we don't represent a brand as far as, oh, well, this person is paying me money. I could give a shit less.
Right.
I don't care. And I've had several people that have told me along the way in the music business, with venues that I've played and other artists that I've played with. And again, I just want to say, this is just my personal opinion.
Right. Of course.
I don't mean this as a blanket statement for everyone, but for me, whenever I wear something from someone like Patch Ops or from Aegis Gun Care or from Mason Danger Beard Company, those aren't people that I'm plugging because they paid me.
Right.
No one's paid me. It's because the connections with the people behind that brand
Exactly.
align with the same values and thoughts and feelings on America and family and faith and all those things that I hold dear to my heart. You know, those people align with those values.
Exactly.
And they don't pay me to do that. I don't care if anyone uses anything that I wear or use as a product. It's the people, because like you said, Gary, you know, you've got friends that you've served with, that you've been, you know, in Border Patrol with, and I don't care if it's a household name, and I would love it if it were, but it's not a driving force.
Right.
And And I love those people just like I love you. I love all these guys and gals that I have met along the way in my journey in this life, which is it's just a smidgen of dust. And I can't say enough about them, you know.
Right.
If we plug somebody, it's only because we love them.
Yep.
And it's from a heartfelt place.
Exactly. And you know, like Pat Chops. Tim's a great guy. His wife's amazing. His employees are amazing. And I didn't even ask, and they did this for me, you know. And the only way I got to thank them is I got a few thousand listeners. If you want patches, go to Pat Chops. That's how I can thank them, you know, because they helped me when I needed it, and those are the kind of people that we know. You know, everybody always asks me, you know, because I know quite a few people, don't I, Kev?
Right, just a little bit. I'm getting tired of saying, hey, you know this person, and you're like, yeah, I know that guy. I'm like, yeah, never mind. Never mind.
But everybody says, how do you know so many people? And I'm like, I surround myself with good people. You know, I surround myself with people that are drama free, that just radiate a good vibe, because I don't have time to deal with anybody's bullshit. You know, my life's been complicated enough growing up in the city and dealing with everything that I dealt with, going through the Border Patrol, doing the right thing, and then getting screwed for it. But you know what? It's all God's decision. So, you know, when I surround myself with people, it's good people. I had somebody tell me that a long time. If you want to succeed, you have to surround yourself with good people. And I always try to do that. Why I'm hanging out with Kevin, I don't know. But then, but no, I thought
it was good. I thought it was good for at least a little while.
Nah,
Seems like good people.
Dude, this is one of the best persons I ever met, man. And you know how I met him? I met Kevin through his wife, who is a listener of the podcast.
I was stealing a tire off his truck, and then he found me. No, I'm just kidding.
You were what?
Oh, sorry.
No, his
I
wife.
found his tire on the side of the road, and I was returning it.
His wife was a listener of my podcast, and me and TJ were doing an Instagram live, and I had seen her name before on some comments on my podcast Instagram, and she jumped on, started talking, and she says, hey, we want to get out of California. So we just started talking. They came down for a trip to check out the neighborhood. I showed them around, and we found them a house, and they moved out here in April.
Yeah, actually, it was a very fast process too. Mm-hmm. Like, we came out, we hung out with Gary. We were here for, how long were we here for? Like, maybe like a week?
Yep.
Like a week. Gary picked us up at the airport, took us around, showed us everything. He went above and beyond too. Like, he grabbed us out from the, you know what I mean? I didn't have to worry about no like Uber and Lyft, nothing like that. Gary got us, took us around, showed us multiple, from homes to like everything. And then returned us back, obviously, to the airport at the end.
Right.
But we literally came back and we went home, or not came back. We went home and then came back within a month.
Yep.
Like, we literally went home and we're like, okay, we're done. Gotta go.
And moved, and now they're Texans. So
We left.
And I've counted on this man so much that when Christy called the ambulance for me, when I was going to the hospital,
They were the first people there.
Yeah, I had to call him and his wife to come take care of my mom. And that's who I left it with. I said, Mom, stay in bed. Kevin and Patty are coming. I got to go to the hospital. So, and then I passed out in the ambulance, woke up 3 weeks later, paralyzed. And
a week later, we got to see you.
Yeah. And then while I was in the hospital, after I woke up, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. Him and his wife came to see me twice a week. Twice a week for like.
I tried to come as often as possible, but like I was trying to like schedule in between, not being in the way, like when Kim would show up and stuff like that. But you would tell us to go home. You'd tell us to go home because we'd stay for like 6 to 8 hours a day. 6-7
hours, bro. Jeremy, they stayed for like 6-7 hours, and his wife would actually put cream on my hands and my arm and massage my arms because I couldn't move.
We brought the massage gun. To help your legs.
What about the TENS unit?
They didn't let me have that in the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I would have hooked that up to you.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have. Like I said, I hang out with mostly good people.
Was that would you have done it when he was having that Krispy Kreme fucking?
No, I would have made it a whole nother. I would have made it a whole nother piece to post later.
You ain't no good. You ain't no good. But nah, I used to tell them to go home. Not that I wanted them to leave because I love the company. But, you know, I was thinking about them, man. They had been there 6-7 hours already. And I'm like, y'all can...
It didn't matter. It
Y'all-
didn't matter, though. We were more worried about you. We were...
Gary,
You know that like, remember how you guys were talking earlier about that brotherhood kind of like feeling or whatever?
yeah.
Since we've met Gary, my wife also at the same time, like we've like created like or felt that bond. Like it's rapid. It's almost weird in a way other people don't understand it because it's like we've only known Gary for like what 9 to 10 months, Gary.
Yep.
And we've been here
Since he came out in March.
I love Gary. I've got access to his house, his safe, all that stuff. I've been to Gary's house. Like we loved Lydia. We loved his mother. She came to our house. We took care of her.
Yep.
Everything. Like we've spent so much time with Gary. Like it's like Gary's like my family right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like us, bro.
If that doesn't go to show you the character of the man, you know, I mean, to me, you know, whenever I'm dead and gone, I hope my children, you know, carry on that. But more than that, I hope that persona of values carries on. You know,
And that's it.
You don't get to choose your family.
Right.
You know, a lot of times, and as we all know, sometimes people that aren't blood become more family than blood.
Yep.
Definitely.
So,
Actually, that rings more true than anything when you're in the military.
Yep.
Yeah.
Battle buddies.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, that doesn't go to show you what kind of good dude, you know, Gary is, or the people that he associates himself with. Because if Gary came to me and said, "Hey, I need you to check out this guy because of this ABC, whatever,"
Yeah, reason.
I would question it without a doubt. I wouldn't question it.
Right.
I would go and I would be like, "Hey, you know, in my head, I would know that Gary has vouched for this guy or this person or this company or whatever," and I wouldn't question it at all. That's you know, it doesn't even have to be said. You know,
Right, exactly.
It's like it's a given. It's like it's a given.
It's like if you're in need, if you're in need, we're just a phone call away, man. I got a handful of brothers with it, and it's no questions asked. It's just like, whose car are we taking? Yours or mine?
Exactly.
You know.
Right, exactly. Remember, even when we were over at Sarah Carter's house and Marty's house, and then remember Marty got all weird and said, "Oh, thanks for doing this." And that. You're like, dude, that's what we're here for.
Yep.
Like, when you need us, call us. We'll figure it out. If I can't do it, then freaking Kevin will do it. If Kevin can't do it, I'll get Patty to do it.
Right.
Whatever. We'll figure it out.
It doesn't matter. The load is carried by all, which is the way it should be, which is the way that God intended it.
Exactly.
Because we're not
Love
meant
one
to
another.
go through this alone.
Just don't watch CNN.
No.
Yeah.
They don't think of it that way at all.
Yeah, exactly.
No. And man, you know, you can go through life with your head in the sand if you want to, you know, and it's just like all the people that I interact with that I'm sure you do, you know. It doesn't bother me. Free speech doesn't bother me because it lets me know where the idiots are.
Right.
No, of course.
You
For
know
sure.
what I mean?
For sure.
So it lets me know who my friends are. It lets me know where the areas are to avoid and the people to avoid. And it's the same discipline that I teach my children. You're going to run into assholes in this world. And
Everywhere.
it's up to you to decide or to make those good decisions and to make sure that you carry on in the way that I would like you to carry on,
Yeah.
you know, and make good decisions, you know, and just believe that everybody messes up. No one, you know, nobody's perfect. Well, there was one person that was perfect, but that was it.
Right.
And no one's ever going to fucking live up to that. So you go through this life, and everyone that you interact with, it's up to you to make that call. And if you don't, it's just like anybody else. I don't have a problem with anyone that disagrees with anything that I say or believe in. I respect that. And in fact, I encourage that because if I don't know the other side's argument, I don't really have an argument to put forward.
Exactly. Yep.
And I'm not opposed to the fact to the belief of changing my opinion. And if you can change my opinion, then that's that's awesome.
More power to you.
More power
to you.
But all the shit that's going on in the world and things with the state of the state of affairs in America right now. I mean,
I'd go with disarray, but yeah, that's a good one.
I go with evil. There's a lot of evil going on in this country, and
there's a lot of lying. But anyway, yeah, we know what you mean.
There is. But I preach the same thing to my children that I believe, and if you're gonna you gotta hear both sides, because that's gonna let you know where you stand.
Right.
Well, if you don't hear the other side, you won't actually know what the true actual, story.
And I'm a perfect example of that. I'm gonna go back to my case one more time. When the office of the we're almost out of time, but when the office of the Inspector General investigated my case for the government, they never talked to me. That the first time I ever told my story was when I was on the stand. When I was seated at my trial. No investigator, no supervisor, nobody ever came and said, "Hey, what happened that night?" Nobody ever asked me my side of the story.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. So how and that's one-sided, and that's exactly what the country is right now. It's one-sided. There's a lot of evil going on, and we're out of time. So, Jeremy, last word.
Man, hey, keep love in your heart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, man, I love you, Gary.
Love you too,
Kevin,
bro.
I can't wait to shake your hand and meet you in person.
Yeah, same here, brother. I'll give you a hug. Dude, I'll hug you.
Yeah, there's not words, man. I
appreciate it, bro.
Whenever you and I are together, Gary,
it's always a good time.
Yeah, it's always a good time, and it's like time never.
Exactly, brother.
Never left.
Still, they never stood still.
You know, we'll make sure.
You complete me.
I don't even know how to do that shit. What the hell is that? Hey, brother, I love you to death.
Can I start a new thing? Hey,
dude,
I love you, Gary. I'm so proud of you. I can't tell you what it means to me that I'm so. Whenever I see someone doing good, it makes my heart feel good. To know that someone that I know and I respect is doing well.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
It makes my heart so full, and I appreciate you having me on. And anything that we can do, or anything I can do for you, you let me know, brother.
I'll tell you what, you can come back on the podcast here whenever you want. Just let me know if you're in a hotel room and it's a Monday or Tuesday night. We're doing this. You're welcome back anytime, brother.
Hey, I love you. All you gotta do is say, "Hey, I waited my whole life to say this." Say when.
Roger that, brother. I hear that. Let's roll out. We don't have TJ here to walk us out, but you're done listening to another episode of the Gary Brugman podcast. Thank you for spending an hour with me. Thank you for listening to our shit. Remember, check out Blackbird Anthem. They're on Spotify. They're on a bunch of places. Look up Jeremy Chesnutt, Adam Martin. Great friends. God bless y'all. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Be savage. God, Texas, and honor first. God bless America, people. Thank you for being on, brother.
Fuck California.
Right? God bless y'all.
I almost spilled my drink.